Mason, this isn't the first time you've now started, whatever you want to call this type of game and had success. So what have you gotten used to about this spot?
Just try to keep it the same. It's definitely different. I do everything I can to mimic coming out of the bullpen. So I just go out there slightly earlier and get loose and then, run out from the pen.
How did you feel today with what you were able to do out there?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. Just trying to get a clean inning, give the guys a chance to win, do my job, and I felt good about it.
The last few outings have looked good for you. What has felt good overall in the last few times on the mound?
I think just staying consistent and sticking to the plan. For me, that looks like just trying to race to 2 strikes, get there as quick as possible, and then, essentially get a good 2-strike pitch once I get there.
What's it like for you to know who you're going to face, pretty much, to start when you come into a game?
Yeah, it's a little different, knowing who you're going to face and knowing when you're throwing. But I guess I don't put too much weight on it, right? I think at the end of the day, the job is to get out there and get 3 outs any way possible.
How much do you enjoy getting to kind of set the tone as the first one to take the mound?
Yeah, I like it. I think I like it just the same as getting in there in, the 6th, 7th, 8th inning. But, yeah, it's good. It's important for me to be able to do my job, and I'm happy with being able to successfully do that.
Starters typically come to the bullpen or come to the dugout first before they go out. You ran straight from the bullpen. Was that a you decision, or did you feel like you just had to keep it as simple as possible, like normal as possible?
Yeah, definitely a me decision. I think in doing that, my thought process is treating it as similar as possible if I were coming out of the pen. So, yeah, just going out there and warming up in the pen, getting hot as if I'm coming into, like I said, the 6th, 7th inning, and then running from there.
Carmen, what'd you make about the avenue you were able to come in today and find success?
I thought it was fine. It was efficient again. I feel like I could have kept going there, but just gave us, I feel like, a chance to win and just picked off of what Sisk and Montgomery had.
I think you're used to it, but what's that dynamic been like now that you've had it a couple of times coming in that situation?
It's not easy, honestly. Throws off your routine a little bit, but I think it's just one of those situations where you got to just take it pitch by pitch, knowing that you might not be able to do the same thing that you would usually do on a start day. And I was warming up in between innings, so it's definitely different. I haven't done that before, but just able to make the best of it, honestly. It's just a day you got to fight and just do everything in your power to try to help the team win the game.
Carmen, how do you feel about this team right now, and how do you guys hope to build off of this series win here with the Phillies coming into town tomorrow?
Yeah, I think the confidence is there with every guy in the clubhouse, not just from this series win, but through the whole year. Honestly, we've got a good club, and we're, I feel like we're aggressive and very athletic, which I feel like is, I feel like the biggest difference this year. We're playing hard and we're competing at a really, really high level right now. And then going into this next series, we know this one's going to be packed house, in-state rival in a sense with Philly, and the series against them have always been really, really fun. So I think we're looking forward to it.
How did you find just working with Endy today behind the plate from just a game planning, sequencing standpoint? How do you feel like it went?
Yeah, it went great. It's good to see him back out there. I know it's been a little bit of a grind for him the last 2 years with some injuries to his arm. So I think at the end of the day, everybody's happy. He's just, back in the big leagues. I think he's a special player. I want to say he's got swept under the rug a little bit in a sense, but he was in a sense a superstar coming up. He's a special player in my mind, and I think he's going to keep getting reps and he's going to keep getting better. And I think everybody's just happy to see him back out there, man, at the end of the day.
Credit to the hitting department. They kind of showed me how my setup was a little bit different than it was in April. And, that kind of thing that just happens without even thinking about it. So, that kind of helped me out, freed me up a little bit. Yesterday, got to that fastball. That was a ball inside, and that pitch has been blowing me up for the last couple of weeks. So it was a good adjustment, and seeing it pretty good right now. So just going to keep riding the wave.
What specific part of your setup was it that they pointed out?
I was 2 inches wider, my hands were closer to my head, and my left foot was turned like 6 degrees closer to the third base dugout instead of more towards the pitcher. So I was just off, and it's part of the season, and I'm glad they caught it when they did.
It's not something as a hitter you can realize, like you can feel, like you felt something was off, but I mean those seem like minute details, but make a big difference.
They do make a big difference. I think when you're in it every day and you're just chasing different feels and swings that you've had over the years, trying to get back right. Maybe you don't realize exactly what your body's doing, and it takes a quality hitting department like we have to find it and bring it to my attention.
Ryan, go ahead, John.
When you signed here, you were real optimistic this team was going to win and you guys were going to score runs. And, I mean, they did only win 71 games last year. Has this turned out so far pretty much the way you thought it was going to be?
Yeah. Yeah. We score runs.
How good can you? Yeah. Well, we haven't seen that here in a few years. So. No, in all honesty, seriously, I mean, do you think this is a contending team? I know you're only a quarter of the way through the season, but it seems to have the ingredients of being one.
Do I think it's a contending team? Yes. 100%.
What were your initial thoughts of Endy Rodriguez today, first game back up in the majors, and puts together a good offensive display as well? What do you think of his performance?
He's awesome, man. I saw him a little bit in spring training. He brings great energy, and obviously he can hit, and he showed that today. So really happy for Endy, and if he can, if he can help us out anyway, that's awesome. So stoked to have him. He had great at bats today.
Ryan, to that point, as a veteran, can you appreciate someone that's kind of battled through 2 years of injuries and then to get that shot and then to have a nice game?
Yeah, man, I think anybody who's gone through adversity in this game, it only makes you better. It either makes you better or, you're not around anymore. So, credit to Endy, and I don't know the extent of the injuries that he's battled. I've heard he's, had some trouble with that last few years, but, it's great to have him here. Like I said, he brings great energy. Obviously, he can swing it, and, that's awesome. Great to have here.
Endy, how did it feel to come in here and celebrate with the guys after that one?
I feel pretty good to be back, honestly.
What was the best part about today, offensively, defensively, for you? Just being able to get back out there and show what you can possess at this level.
You're talking about offense? Mm-hmm. Oh, hit the ball where nobody is. Yeah. That's the best feeling that we have in this sport.
Good plan, by the way. But what did you think about that first swing? Any emotions going in the second?
Not really. I thought I was going to be more nervous. But then I just get on the ball, so I was ready to swing the bat.
And how unique was it for you to have your first game back and have to catch 5 different pitchers?
Talking about my knee, my legs? Oh, pretty good.
Just the mentality, like 5 different arms. Some
Oh,
of the guys you didn't know.
It's a challenge for sure. But I've been asking around about them and just trying to have all the information that I need.
What was it like to hoist the cone for the first time in second?
It was amazing. I mean, on the TV it's pretty fun. And just being around the guy now and feeling the energy that they have and all the teams together, that's pretty good.
Endy, Carmen was just talking about how, he's known you for a while. He called you a special player, but that you've been maybe swept under the rug a little bit because you've been out, you've been hurt. Has it felt like that as Paul and Bubba and these other guys that were sort of part of the core coming up to lead this team to be winners up here having success, and you're kind of watching from the sidelines? How difficult has it been to sort of navigate that part of it?
That was a good question. It's been a little bit because they're really growing fast. They are smart boys and they try to get better every day. They're reading all the outings that they have, and I think I just gotta follow them and just try to take the best of them and bring it back to the game.